Hello, hello, everyone. So, Homil, I see you there. Welcome. So, we're back today with more Nier Replicant. We seem to be a little bit quiet on the game side, so let's turn this up. There we go. So anyway, the plan for today is that we're going to have a slightly shorter stream, probably only a couple of hours, 2 or 3. And then this evening, we're gonna have the first of the big E3 stream. Well, first and a half. Depends on if you count Thursday's stream as E3 or as its own thing. Anyway, point is, we're gonna have a big ol' reaction slash response stream to the news from the Ubisoft and the developer. And who was the other one that came out? That was today. There was one other one that was today. So, this is going to be a little bit shorter, mostly so that I'll have time between streams in order to react to this, to watch them and see the breakdowns, and then get responses ready, hunt down some references if I need them, stuff like that, you know. So it will be a good time. Anyway, meantime, I need to figure out what the heck we are doing, because I don't remember. What's our current... Our current quest is to go talk to Popola. Okay. I think we can manage that. Whee! Buttons. I have been playing way too many different games recently. This is the problem of being a professional or semi-professional streamer. Lol. Too many games, too many control schemes. So I just hit all the wrong buttons trying to open this door. Anywho,
Learned
what are we
anything
looking
new
at?
about the Shadow Lord's key, Popola?
You know, I was just going to talk to you about that.
Hi, Valeth.
You remember the Eyrie, right?
That depressing shell of a village?
Not so much anymore, it sounds like. I just got this letter from the village chief. Have a look.
From the office of the chief of the area to Popola. My greetings to you and your village. I hope everything is going well. Our village has shut itself away from the world for far too many years, and we have therefore decided it is time to change our ways. As part of this endeavor, we have resolved to establish a shop within the village. It is now open for business, and I look forward to seeing a great many customers visit from all over the world. With regards to the sacrifice keyword you wrote about, one of our own villagers claimed to know the meaning behind the term. You are more than welcome to speak with him on the matter as part of your visit to the Eyrie. I hope to hear from you again soon. I actually appreciate, right, given that the world is largely this very, for lack of a better word, it's not really faux medieval, but, something a lot of medievalist media get wrong that Nier actually gets right is this first line. Exactly. I get paid for it, not that I'm good at it. You understand, Dragon Wolf. Anyway. So, right, we saw this with Assassin's Creed a whole lot, that letters had, dear recipient, blah 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 blah, signed person. That's actually not how medieval letters were written, and that's not how all pre-modern letters were written. Roman letters do the same thing. It's actually so-and-so sends to so-and-so, blah blah blah, initial thing, text of the letter. So, the kind of classic one for in Latin is sends fondest greetings, or just sends greetings. But it was in the Middle Ages it gets complicated as all heck. So, this kind of very simple from to greetings, text, actual content of the letter does a far better job on being like a actual historical letter
Isn't that the name
than
of
a
one
lot
of the key
of
fragments?
media that actually pretends to be historical.
That's right.
So that's neat.
I've been trading notes with leaders from every town in the land.
You're amazing, Popola.
Woohoo!
This entire affair strikes me as a bit too convenient.
Ah, don't be paranoid, Vice.
Grimoire Vice is correct.
Dang it.
What do you mean?
The area has been shut off from the world for years. And
Yeah.
now they've not only opened trade routes, but they freely exchange information about the Shadow Lord.
I agree. It seems rather unnatural.
Well,
And dangerous.
You're overthinking it. Besides, I don't care if it's dangerous. I won't get Yoma
Nope.
back by just sitting around
Nier,
and waiting.
Nier, this isn't a good idea.
If there are shades there, I'll just kill him and be done with it.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
Well, if that's the way you feel, I guess I won't stop you. Try speaking with the chief when you get there.
Okay. Well, who's ready for us to not actually go do that? Because, first off, we have a whole lot of side quests. Oh yeah, I mean, that's all we're good
The
at.
area, huh? Alright, let's go see the chief.
What a soul-crushing place.
Agreed. That place is not enjoyable. Oh well. None of the rest of this world is enjoyable either, so what's the harm? But first, we need to actually head off to Facade to go talk to the Strange Things store, because they appear to have a lot of stuff for us to deal with. We'll have to go to Facade anyway later, but I don't see a lot of reason to be rushing. Oh, and thank you, the Fire of Bazinox. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. Hello.
No, I bet they sell red jewels at the Strange Things store in Facade.
We are heading to the desert. So yeah, anyway, if this is your first time joining us, because I think it is for some of us, first time with Nier, I am still in the A route, but we are in the, well, we're approaching the end of the A
I
route.
say, each time we encounter that bickering couple anew, we are made to endure an even further torrent of meaningless and incessant chatter.
Yep.
Yeah, they love to talk, alright. Remind you of anyone?
Grimoire Vice is 100 times their better. You don't see this old tome flitting about starting Donnybrooks and set twos now, do you?
About that, Vice, I hate to break it to you. Ow. Come on. I really hate to break it to you. Oh, wow. Okay. So yeah, if this is your first time, the reason why we're playing Nier on this channel, which generally purports to be pretending to talk about historical games, mostly, is that it's really, Emil, you had to get... You got hit by it. Idiot. So right, the different environments in Nier are super chock full of historical imagery. Even though it's obviously not actually set in the past, or really in a meaningful sense any version of Earth, even though it does purport to do that, or to be that in some way, thanks to Drakengard. But each of the different environments here is super duper historically inspired, and that is meaningful enough for our purposes. Not sure what the last one is. There it is. They're all poisoned. So, right, our home village is very much actually, there's someone out here that I should be trying to talk to. Before I get too excited, there's actually a side quest here that I can trigger if I go over this way, I think? Also more scorpion with bits. I need these for exactly one weapon upgrade, so we may as well commit slaughter upon the local wildlife. But anyway, so, right, Nier's home village is, very much medieval-ist, with short references of it being other places as well. So, right, the library is actually 19th century in styling, mostly. Ow. So, the area is sort of, honestly, the place I kind of think of for Soviet, for the area, which we'll see in a bit, is broadly non-historical, but the closest we can get, I think, is perhaps thinking of like Soviet, era constructions and or US Army sort of, pop-ups. God dang it. In other words, a highly function-oriented, with very little references to form, given that it's actually mostly setting up on military bases. Oh, interesting. The NPC isn't here. Why is the NPC not here yet? There's supposed to be an NPC here. Weird. Weird. Scorpions got him? Yeah, that sounds right. The Scorpions are getting my party, real well. Emil has done nothing but get poisoned the whole time. Oh, what? Am I missing one? Oh no, there should only be 3. The Facade Graveyard, Desert Entrance, and the Barren Temple. Okay. Never mind, I am just dumb. Really? Anyway. So, Facade is probably the most historically inspired, because the Forest of Myth is, I think, very much just JRPG standards, but does different interesting things. Emil's Manor is, again, sort of Victorian styling, 19th century. Seafront is Greek, and Facade is actually West African. We found a whole... Right, the facade, the front of it is Petra, but then the interior here is heavily inspired by the Kingdom of Benin, which is awesome. So, it just says a whole lot on our historical stylings, and then communicates something really interesting when it combines with all of the, you know, stop signs, and do not enters, and no left turn signs.
This is less a jewel and more a simple rock.
Yeah. I have no idea.
Wait, really? Thanks.
Thanks. One red jewel, question mark? No, that wasn't the only thing we
did.
had.
Back dude's house so we can give him his jewel.
I imagine it would be quickest to make for seafront by way of the canal.
Almost certainly, but we've got a lot... We have a lot more gigs to go for. Let me past. Like, we've got a lot more to go for. From the Strange Things store, so I don't know why they're actually cutting us off like that. You've got a task for us, don't you? We can decide whether or not we want to do these.
What kind?
Yeah?
of work?
What work are we doing? Uh-huh.
I can do that.
Uh-huh. I think I have one of each item. No? Unfortunate. More titanium alloy. At least they didn't ask for memory alloy like the guy who's going to repair his pot using the rarest upgrade material in the game. That dude's terrible. Oh. Oops.
Oh, great. Covered in sand.
Diving in sand is an excellent way to lose health.
Oh, shut up.
Do try to be more careful,
Shut up, Vice. Just because you can fly, doesn't mean I can't. You don't actually sell anything I care about. Okay. That is a really interesting statement. This game does such a good job. I know. Right, we've gotta love Liam O'Brien. Liam O'Brien kills this role. He is one of my very favorite voice actors for good reason. But anyway, the thing that I thought is so interesting here is that the game actually hints towards spiritual beliefs. Even though this is a culture that, by and large, pretty much every time we enact them, or interact with them, it is either we are getting weird stuff from them, or we are helping them do violence. Do we have things we can sell? I would love if we had things we could actually sell. I don't think we do, though. Not terribly useful things, anyway. Right, those are fine to sell, those are fine to sell. Could sell a bunch of severed cables and then just, like, junk heap it. Could sell all the dented metal boards and then junk heap it. But even then, like, we're nowhere close to actual valuable things. And we don't need the venison for anything. I think we're done with venison for every side quest, so that's just cash. Like 10 of these we can probably get rid of. We're gonna find plenty of wolves in our near future, so that's not a problem. Surprised we don't have crystal. Oh well. Exactly. We are nickel and diming our way up to be able to afford the sweet Phoenix Spear. And the Phoenix Spear is pretty sweet. It's one of my favorite weapons in the game. But what was the other one we got? Captain's Holy Spear. Which has, it's like a weird trident. Perfect. Anyway. So, the idea that, right, given that we mostly interact with these guys in assisting them to do violence, with the exploring the town, or exploring the Baron Temple to rescue their prince, and then the Wolf Den side quest, and then this whole arc in here that'll happen. It is super duper interesting, and, you know, how eager everyone is to be a man of the mask. It is super duper interesting, the extent, this idea that there is a belief that wielding weapons is innately foolish, and that you are locking in protecting the city in life, you are banishing yourself from the, a peaceful afterlife. That is a super interesting religious belief.
Sure, I guess. Why?
Uh-huh. Thanks. Yeah,
If I can
no.
track them down, they're all yours.
They're, Quality side quest design? There is exactly one way to get those pink moonflower seeds. Literally only one. And that is, you have to crossbreed moonflowers in order to, I think it has to be like the red and blue ones, in order to get indigo seeds, and then you crossbreed the, I think it's like indigo, or is it like blue and gold in order to get indigo, and then indigo and red to get pink for some reason? The gardening side quests are actually the worst. It is, because each time you do it, it is a 5% chance to drop the hybrid color. You need to use the hybrid colors to get...
Beats me. Maybe they wash them.
No, they don't.
Still more hygienic than a bundle of paper stuck in the same shitty cover.
Hey,
for
kinda.
life.
There is nothing more filthy than your underwear, hussy.
Uh-huh.
I don't wear the same one all the time. I have a different set for every day of the week. And every night, I scrub them with soap and water. So you can bet your ass I'm cleaner than you.
My word.
It's hard to believe there are plants that can grow in this desert.
There aren't.
Yeah, this'll never work.
How do you mean?
I mean, if plants could grow here, it would be full of them. God, books can be so stupid sometimes.
Have you ever planted anything before, Kaine?
I love their banter.
Well, then you don't know. You gotta try things out for yourself.
Indeed. Experimentation can often be the key to new knowledge.
You guys sure are a bunch of optimists.
True. Kinda. If you teach our sweet skeleton boy to not be an optimist, I will hit you. But yeah, gardening sucks in this game. 0 out of 10. Do not recommend. Just don't do that side quest. It's not worth the effort. It's just straight up not worth the time it takes to do it. So... interesting. I'm just gonna pick up the... Nay, come on. Ow. God damn it, now I'm poisoned. Dumb... Fine. Scorpion Claw. These are pretty much only useful for the Earth Worm's Claws weapon. Yeah, that pretty much is exactly right. It's exactly as dumb as the Chocobo breeding from FF7. With way less of a reward at the end, because you don't get a special summon or anything actually useful, you just get a shit ton of money. Hey Riley. Our band of weirdos is as weird as ever. Actually, I didn't want to go to the entrance. The best way to do this will be... head over here. Oh, you got exploded. Okay. Thanks for the tiny heal, Emil. Appreciate it. And the NPC is still not here, so we might have to wait for that until literally after we do the facade quest line. Oh well.
Got a red jewel? Oh, this...
Seafront time! Yeah, Dragon Wolf. I don't think that really gets explored, but we do see a couple more hints of it.
Welcome to Seafront. I'll hurry and get the apples and flowers together, so see you soon.
Uh-huh. So we're gonna go finish off this side quest, I guess. Why not?
What a journey this has been. Let us make for the couple's home at once.
No, I've got a job. I got the...
What is it?
There's a giant shade in the southern plains, and they say it likes to eat postmen.
Really?
Oh no.
I've never heard of shades eating people.
Yeah, well, people say the bodies look like they've been torn apart and chewed
Oh
on.
no. Giant shades? This sounds like our job.
We were all too scared to deliver the mail with that thing around.
The shades are becoming more of a threat than ever before.
Fine.
All right, I'll see what I can find.
Yay for Giant Fight 1. I think there's a Northern Plains Giant Fight 2. I don't remember who gives it. But those are useful because those actually like give you stuff. Those have rewards beyond money.
Oh, look who it is! Oh, I remember the two of you.
Anyway,
We
who's
most
ready to see how these
certainly
guys are doing?
recall you, madam. That lover's quarrel you had back then was the stuff of myth and legend.
Tourist attraction.
Oh, hey! Welcome home, honey pants.
Aw.
Hey, Snookums. So, remember how I said I was gonna make things up to you after that whole wedding anniversary fiasco?
Yeah.
Well, I tried and tried, but I just couldn't remember what I promised to get you all those years ago. But I had these two gents help me out, and we put together a whole bunch of stuff we thought you might like.
Yep.
Huh. Well, I'm glad you put so much thought into it, but
Aw, they're trying.
these are all wrong. Very wrong.
What?
Then we
Really?
went to all that trouble for nothing.
Hey, at least we got it for free.
The only thing I wanted was a nice home-cooked meal.
Aw.
Back when we were newlyweds, you promised to make me a big feast of all your tastiest dishes one day. Remember?
Huh. Now that you mention it, work has been so crazy
Look at
lately
them.
that I
They're
haven't done
actually
much
being
cooking at
adorable.
all.
I know how hard you've been working your little tushy off for
A
my
little bit
sake,
sickeningly
Muffin.
adorable. But it's
So,
better than them yelling at each
Here's
other.
your punishment. You're making dinner tonight. And you two are going to join us.
Wait, us? You sure?
Yeah.
Of course I'm sure. It's the least we could do after all the trouble
They're
this big
being
lug
nice
of
though,
mine put you
KJ.
through.
Kind of. We'll pretend. Certainly better than last time.
I'm at a dining table filled with apple-based cuisine, red roses,
That being said, there's such a thing
crimson
as too
stone.
many apples. I mean, it's a hard bar, but
illuminated
such a
by
thing.
candlelight. The married couple fills the room with joyous laughter. The scene fills me with an unfamiliar sense of calm. Just a happy family gathered around the table. It feels so very normal. I never thought I'd feel this way again.
no.
So I stuff my face with the great feast before me, hoping it helps to hide the tears welling in my eyes.
Aw.
So, what did you think of my Love Muffins cooking?
It was all delicious, ma'am. I can't thank you enough.
And though it boggles my mind to say it, I greatly enjoyed the company and conversation.
Omniscient tome that may or may not have helped create the world. Can't fathom two people actually
Sorry
like
again
being
for all
good
the
company.
trouble, but I hope this lets you know how grateful I am.
I
Well,
know he can be a handful, but I hope you'll continue being friends with my husband. Oh, and we'd just love to have dinner with you again sometime.
aw.
Would we ever? Things get pretty boring when it's just the two of us.
Oh,
Hey.
I'm sorry. Am I boring you now?
Here we go.
No, that's not
Here
what I meant,
we
obviously.
go again.
We've been down this road and know where it leads, lad. Flee at once.
Right. Yeah. So, we're just gonna go. Thanks for dinner.
Maybe next year, don't ditch our anniversary for work. Ever think about that?
I wish I could eat steak for dinner again.
I mean, we don't have any cows. I don't know where you got steak, but we could do venison steaks.
This would have never happened in the first place if you'd just come out and told me what you wanted.
Yep. Yep, there they go again.
I haven't seen my old drinking buddy lately. Wonder what happened.
Somewhere over here, there's someone who talks about them. I think it's you?
The fishermen are having
Nope. Everything sucks. Okay.
A huge ship ran aground at the city's inlet. No one was on board, though. Probably all got swept out
Yeah, about that. About that. I wouldn't quite go that far.
There's a married couple in
There
town
we go.
who are famous for their quarrels. Just listening to them go at it puts a spring in my step.
They actually have turned them into a tourist attraction because they are so magnificently terrible. Kid?
to sea. Ever since shades started appearing in the plains, the port...
Okay. Ta-da! We got through like one night.
You got time to help me with something?
Go on.
I need you to buy a kitchen knife from Two Brothers Weaponry and bring it back to me.
Why not just buy one here in town? Why go to such lengths for a mere household utensil?
Absolutely not. The knife must come from the junk heap. I'll pay...
Sure.
Well, if you say so.
Thanks. When you bring me the knife,
You're gonna make me go grind some memory alloys for the sake of a freaking knife. That one's probably worth doing though, because as much as I will go about it, that does actually have like story consequences, sort of.
Where did that enormous ship even...
Sort of. Anyway, I believe we have a monster out here to hunt. We'll go in and out until we find it. And then we'll go to the area. The Southern Plains is not the one that has the thing. Actually, I really want to be using the... Really want to be using this. Ow. Also really want to be healing. And this is why I want to be using that. This is the cheesiest way to deal with them. To just kick them up in the air, stab them, move on. Okay, this looks like it's probably not the right one. Also, well, it's a fairly... It's relatively clear day, so... That probably is why. And stab. And ow. And stab. Oh, I fucked up that stab. Oh no, it worked. Interesting. I'm surprised that worked. Why are you smoking? Sir? Sir. Okay. So, looks like, yeah, it did not spawn in. I think we've got a side quest over here to do too. Again, actual story-based side quests. Maybe. Maybe. No, not yet. I may need to talk to Devil for that. I mean... The axe kind of has a point on it. Just don't worry about it. We got a little bit of point there, and we got a spike on the end, and therefore you can obviously stab with it. It's fine. These guys are all pointless, so... We're actually just going to reset the area a bunch until the thing spawns in. Because that's the easiest way to make this work. So just keep doing runs of it, back and forth, until you actually get the spawn. Because, of course, it's not a guaranteed spawn. Why would it be a guaranteed spawn? This game is from 2010. They didn't believe in, like, guaranteed... Actual guarantees of remotely good luck? Oh, this is a big... I don't think it's this one. Don't think it's this one. Wow. Luckily, guard break. Ow. Ow. Nailed it. Did not nail it. Still did not nail it. But luckily, is dead fast. Okay. That was that one. As I said, I don't think that's the right one, though. Do I pick this up automatically? No, I don't. No, I do not. Fine. I do need that, though. Thing is, right, that's if I'm waiting for flowers, and if I'm doing other side quests. And we're only kind of doing the minimum requisite number of side quests to be able to, get all the weapons, because other than that, money doesn't really matter in this game. This game's not hard by any metric, so... Yeah, Dragon Wolf, I agree. Right, that axe is basically a scaled up Dane axe. The point on the end is a little bit extra, taller than I would like, but it's kind of an exaggeration of an actual style of weapon. So that's pretty cool. Any luck here? Nope, nope. Nope. Okay. Then we will not waste our time, because we do still have 3 things to do, basically. 3 main story beats before we actually move on to the end of the game. But we do have the Northern Plains monster to deal with, and the map.
Hey, you don't...
Sorry, lady. No idea.
Right, of course you don't. I'm so silly sometimes. See, my boyfriend just up and vanished 5 years ago. I keep waiting for him, but I have no idea where he went, or if he's even... Hey, wait. You're that kid who does whatever people ask him to do, right?
I wouldn't say that.
Go find my boyfriend.
Fine.
Well, people usually ask nicely. And I have no idea what your boyfriend looks like, much less where to find him.
Well, he always wears this flashy gold necklace. So maybe you can start there.
And so we find ourselves off on a hunt for a man with a golden necklace. Not exactly the strongest of possible
I'm with you,
deeds.
Liam O'Brien. I am with you.
Everything all right, ma'am?
No. My son has come down with a strange illness. He's been ill for a week, and no matter what I do, it just seems to get worse.
That's not good. Any idea what's causing it?
No. He went out to play with the other children like he usually does, and when he came home, he was sick.
Something must have happened to him out there. I'll see what I can figure out.
You will?
Of course.
Yeah,
Meddlesome as always, I see. Shall we begin by questioning the children?
Sounds like a plan to me.
Yes, that line is the same, even if you've actually not done any side quests the entire game.
But if the cause of the illness is a mystery, then we have little way to search for a cure.
Well, you're smart. Come up with something.
Perhaps we should speak with the local children.
You already said that, Vice.
Why would kids know when the adults don't?
Even the oldest adult in the world is but a child to my eyes.
So, Vice, you should know the answer already.
What have we got today? Which job should I give you first? A villager was attacked by shades and...
That's the one I
I
wanted.
wrote down the...
You are just up here. Perfect. Good for... kid.
I heard there's
effects on all the forest.
Helpful. How incredibly helpful of you.
Some kids like to play in the northern forest. We're not supposed to know, but everybody does.
Water and food have been getting more and more expensive.
Deeply helpful. As they've just kind of been... The world is being overrun by shades. Like, literally overrun. And you're still letting kids wander out.
The forest totally cursed him. That's why he's sick.
It appears something happened to the child when he entered the northern woods. I believe that area is more commonly known as the Forest of Myth.
You think there's actually a forest
No.
cursed?
I will withhold judgment on such
Hey,
things.
Vice having an open
For now,
mind.
we should visit the place and see for ourselves.
All right.
We're gonna go, like, ruin the Erie's day first. You know, as we do.
Help! Help! Oh gods, please help me!
What's wrong?
There's this huge shade near the bridge in the
Oh,
northern
good.
plains.
The other giant shade.
Damn thing nearly killed my wife and
Oh
daughter.
boy. Oh no. Yes. Who wants me to do shit for them? Ah, boy.
It appears and disappears like the wind. You could go days in the northern plains without seeing it. And then, all of a sudden...
All of a sudden, kaboom. Maybe we'll get lucky and they'll
Guy
have it
with the
first
gold
try.
necklace, eh? Yeah, I heard some folks saw him heading for the Forest of Myth.
5 years ago.
Forest of
You
Myth,
just
huh?
know that. Well, 2 jobs to do in the Forest of Myth. I guess we'll do it after the area. Fine. Fine.
He's paying a lot of money for us to go find some old cooking knife.
True.
Whether for love of food or fine cutlery, there is little doubt this man is a serious customer.
Maybe we could buy a whole bunch of knives for him. Then we'd be rich.
Emil,
If
you
he
live in a
had
swanky
20
mansion. You could
arms
just
and
sell the
could
cursed
wield a weapon in
paintings.
each one, I am certain he would purchase a great many knives for himself.
That would be awesome.
Guys, this is a really stupid conversation.
I cannot fathom that village setting up a mercantile. They must have truly opened their minds.
Yeah, I have my doubts.
Aren't you glad to be going back home, Kaine?
No.
The place is a shithole.
True.
Don't be so nervous, Kaine. We'll protect you.
I got me taken care of. Worry about protecting yourself.
Yeah, about that. Kinda, you got a really bad habit of getting stabbed in this half of the game, so maybe don't. Anyway, you know, horrible town, great music. Right, the houses in the town appear to be literal actual septic tanks. Though I suppose we could be generous to that. We could be generous to them and say that they're like mining containers, but they do look like septic tanks turned houses. But right, purely function based, kind of crappy. Generally crappy. Built into the side of a horrible cliff, where you could just fall off the edge and die, just instantly. Kaput. Up the ladder we go, I guess. I mean, it's such a cool visual design, but like, these things look... Yeah, actually, they're probably like old silos, or mining tanks. You can see, alright, there's the remnants of ladders to climb up the side, so they're probably actually like storage silos, not septic tanks. And then they've been retrofitted with these closed doors.
It's over. For us. And for you.
Lady, that's pretty ominous.
The Shades attacked again last night.
It's over for you guys, sure, but not, like, calling it over for us is a bit of a... getting a bit ahead of yourself.
Shut up! Shut up!
Well, you're... I didn't even say anything. I just, like, knocked on your door.
Stay away! Get back!
What will become of this village?
Yeah.
Shut up!
Now, hold on.
There's no point in living anymore.
There is not nearly enough creepy laughing for these to be Bloodborne NPCs.
If you're not ashamed, then prove it!
Yeah, we were here 5 years ago, and, like, ruined half your town. Right, you recognize this, don't you?
Hello? We're here from Popola's village.
It's all over.
We came to ask about the letter you sent.
Our days are numbered. Our village is doomed.
Sir?
As cheerful as ever, it seems.
You're the one who wrote the letter, right?
I don't know about any letter.
What the hell is going on here?
It may be faster for us to take our inquiries elsewhere. Let us ask around. Someone must know something.
Well, I'm sure it's fine, guys. Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to worry about. Everyone's perfectly normal.
I don't believe in anything anymore.
Perfectly normal. And KJ, I only fall off like every other time I run through this area.
I'm too scared to trust anyone.
Alright, something real spooky's going on here.
You. I know you.
Yeah, we were here 5 years ago. I mean, we haven't visited since, but you've not exactly created a welcoming environment. So, chat, take your prediction. Throw your predictions in chat as to what the hell is going to go on here. Something is seriously wrong. Shapeshifters?
Welcome. We've got
Pumpkins, tomatoes, eggplants. Shade
come back
parasites.
soon.
Make sure you...
Could actually use a couple of these. We don't have a lot of magic drops. I want to buy a bunch of those. I don't really care about defense or spirit drops, but the strength and magic drops are super helpful.
Come back anytime.
Secretly robots, that were not in your automata.
Letter?
Huh? A sweater? Oh, a letter. No, sorry. Don't know about that.
Okay, but if you've got any good sweater recommendations, my outfit is not... It has sleeve issues mostly.
Why not fill your garden?
So yeah, you can buy red, gold, and blue ones. You mix gold and blue to get indigo, and then you have to mix red and indigo to get pink for some reason. That's not how that works, but that's fine. And then it's like pink and one other one creates white.
My weapons may not be the latest and greatest, but my selection...
Seriously, dude?
Thanks.
Your selection can't be beat, eh? No items in stock.
Man, I was so tired of holding up indoors.
A letter, huh? Yeah,
think I heard something about that.
So, you know about the letter?
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure.
You're not sure?
Which is it, man?
Oh, and if I may ask, are you friends of Kaine?
You could say that.
Ah, I've heard the rumors. Here to hunt shades, are you?
Indeed. Our aim is to defeat every last one.
Right.
Every last one? Everyone? Everyone? Everyone?
Become as gods, become as gods, become as gods, become as gods.
Beware.
Become as gods.
This man is a shade.
Damn it! It's a trap!
I figured as much.
They've been possessed somehow.
Keep your guard up. Others are sure.
You guys sure are taking your goddamn time.
1,000
Hey.
apologies. We were
Why
distracted
the heck are you guys?
by the local welcoming party.
Want some help?
Kaine, the villagers are
We just murdered that guy.
But not all of them. Some are still
We just
human,
murdered that
so
guy
be
too.
Careful.
Oops. Oops. Yeah, we just murdered a random guard there too.
My husband's a shade.
That's not a good sign. We don't usually recommend having familiar shades.
All over. This village is history.
Well, get back. Perfect.
I can't take this anymore.
Can't take what anymore. You're fine. You're fine. Kaine, you have two swords. You have two swords.
No way! I'm not going to abandon my own sister.
Kaine, what's going on?
Don't be fooled by this lady. She's a shade.
Kaine, that was called murder.
You people are the monsters here!
Stay back, kid. Your sister is one of them now.
I don't care what she is. She's my sister, and I love her.
Kaine, seriously? Kaine has like -7 reaction times.
Stop it! Don't hurt my sister!
What madness. These people are behaving as if we are the villains.
Yeah, Vice. Vice. No wonder there's a reason for that.
No! You've got to stop this! I'm trying to save you from the shades! Please, you have to stop!
Emil!
We need to get out of here. Kaine! Kaine, get up! Hurry!
Stop this at once!
We're fine.
Leave us in peace!
Not even hard. See? I mean, we got sent a letter that asked us to come here. So, ooh, that was an item drop rate plus 25%. That's actually really important. That's the second physical strength plus 25. Awesome. The reason why I say that that's super important, and the XP rate plus 25.
Villagers are under attack over there.
Anyway, the reason I say that one's super important is that it makes my grinding job so much easier. I nearly died there.
Oh God, help us! Help us, please! We are shades!
So...
What could those black swirls be?
got a twisted ring, nice. Everyone's freaking out. Everyone's fine. You're fine. You guys are all fine. Like, why is everyone freaking out for?
Down, Bob! That hurts! What are you doing?
Everyone's freaking out. Oh yeah, KJ, that's a super good point. Kylie suffers from being not able to die, which means she takes over literally every death. But this wasn't even like a related death, this was just an excuse to guarantee we can't escape, as if being a goody two-shoes wouldn't stop that anyway. Right, we are a huge goody two-shoes. We do nothing but, like, kill shades and help people. And a town full of shades, where half the town is freaking out, would absolutely just work to be...
By my pages, is this beast a shade as well?
Yes. Yes, this beast is a shade.
Sucked up the villagers.
Keep this up.
I love the magic rings.
We can't let that happen.
I love the magic rings forming an eye. Also, yeah, the Eerie was a superorganism of shade. No. Magic. Dark Phantasm is freaking useless here, so I actually went Dark Glass and Dark Lance. It's a classic.
I feel something from within the creature.
I'm loving it. I'm just gonna have to hold on to this and just roll around at the speed of sound.
Is this the combined power of all those shades?
It will take more than a barrage of magic to stop us. The first to waver is the first to die. I sense magic coming from the center of that eye.
That should be a hit. Yeah, there we go. And one medicinal word, and off we go. Oh yeah, right, this is the most bullet hell of the lot of them.
Hold nothing back. Those are shades.
No, there's actual people inside here. Emil has the right of it.
The surrounding tentacles appear to deflect magic.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm timing it right so that they actually hit. That's a spit.
Such speed!
Ow. God dang it. I need to unlock all that. There we go. And MP, we should actually quick... Luckily we can stop and up our word power. Literally at any time. Which means we can equip best words, which is magic power, and I don't actually want the XP rate, I want the MP recovery rate. Oh. MP recovery rate is on a different one, isn't it? MP cost minus 20%. That's better. Perfect. Patch assign. Oh. Okay. Put best words, attack power, and EXP rate. That's fine with me, because we don't need the item drop rate on these. Though actually... is this the point when I actually, like... No, we also have plot flying. So we could do the dumb, kind of the silly things where... Actually, like... instead of everything being identical... Actually, like, change things a bit. So... Right, one thing I often like doing is... Since there is no... Somewhere I'm gonna level 8. Right, since the... Besul... Solia... Right, since the short one-handed swords do so little damage, already, relative to the other two classes. I actually often like giving them a status effect, so you can just stack that to a comical extent. And then, for these, I often... Actually, for the spears, I actually tend to just, like, spears and great swords, I tend to just go for attack power, and then have one of them do item drop, the other one do EXP. But that means odds are. And then in here you have Pahul, and then item drop rate, because I got an item, Mazar. Perfect. That gives me just a different set of stuff. Dang it. Rude. Very rude. That's a whole nother wave of these guys.
Enemies has no effect on the leader.
I'm aware. And in order to kill this thing fast, you need one MP up really far. Also, I actually wanted to do one more thing in the word edit. Martial arts. Actually changes those physical strength and MP recovery. We'll just equip those to both of those and move on.
Magic on the beast's center.
Oh god dang it. I'm not gonna... Oh, I did get the assassin. Nice. Nice. Yup. Inventory... Old school design. Right, I mean, modern JRPGs are finally starting to change this by not letting you pause during fights, so you have to actually, like, plan ahead. But that just changes it to, like, an hour and a half of inventory management ahead of time. And Emil has the spooky eyeball.
Look out! Something's coming!
Its weak point is located around the back. Try attacking it from above.
Alright, let's go.
I'll try to pin it down!
Emil!
Let's go. We've got to get behind it and way the hell up top.
I'll keep it busy! You should be able to attack from behind! Go around and get it! Please,
Kinda, we could use literally anything right there.
We must circle behind the creature at once.
One would assume that these wooden platforms appear to be made out of plot
You
armor.
must strike it in the eye.
Pure, unadulterated plot armor. Ow. I actually want a small sword here. We'll do the naval blade, just because that lets us actually block off these. Yeah, we're working on it. I'm kind of...
Get it!
There we go.
Escaping to the inner level.
I'm coming! Gotta...
There we go.
catch my breath.
Yep, Peter, you missed a lot.
Won't help anyone if we lose you here.
Kinda... Could you please... Please stand up. You're moving really slow. And MP is fully up.
Beat the hell out of it.
And... we'll use one of
How
these
can it
guys.
still move?
Its combined powers are beyond even my greatest suspicion.
Uh-huh. And unfortunately, I'm only going to... If the freaking things would get out of the way. There. Doubling magic power is incredibly OP.
Come on! Help me take it out!
I'm on it.
Literally enormously overpowered. And so, yeah, that went fairly well. I mean, we lost Kaine, but that's nothing new. We lose nothing of historical value because this town has done nothing. Our skeleton boy has gone raw. And spikes. And a lot of blood. Serious deleterious anomalies have been found as a subject within the next stage, investigating resulting in total loss of self. That looked like... I can't tell whether that was a Gestalt report or a Project 6 or Project 7 report. Ow.
Emil! He's gone. His instincts have taken hold. The ultimate weapon is being deployed.
Kaine. Oh, now you wake up. Thanks, Kaine. How very helpful of you. So... that went well. Now we can no longer fall to our death on these stupid bridges. Yep, so we just literally obliterated the entire village. We did get all the shades, though. Aww. Emil.
What have I done? I killed innocent people. I killed them all.
Yeah, you kind of...
us. If it wasn't for you, we'd all be dead. We owe you.
Aww. Hey, Chief's name was Chief, KJ. Healthy coping mechanisms. Obtain the sacrifice key fragment.
We had best be off.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Cool. So. Right, this is a great way to traumatize your player characters. I'm honestly, right... I'm honestly not sure how I feel about this as an actual story beat. And, you know, coming from this from a relatively critical perspective of the question of, like, you know, how do the various story beats fit together, and why do the various story beats fit together? As well as how are they, you know, adapting historical imagery and sort of ideas, historical ideas, because that's kind of the point of this whole analysis. I'm not super sure on what this does apart from traumatize us. Obviously it gets recontextualized in the B and C routes, which is important. Once we know what shades are, this recontextualizes it quite a lot. And to the point of even,
Maybe
right,
Popola's found some
innocence,
information about the Shadow Lord. Let's drop by the village.
Very well.
even people who are honestly innocent, do horrible things, but given that that's framed as sort of an innate part... Actually, I want to go Force of Myth first. We got some things to do there. As it's not framed as Emil unwittingly does an atrocity, really. It's framed as Emil's instincts are to be violent. So, right, the argument being that this is what the person was designed to do, and it's just a consequence of the person. I don't know, it's like making a human nature argument, which is kind of problematic.
Everything seems normal.
We appear to have hit a dead end. Say, what is that on the ground?
Right. And well, the Eyrie is a kind of a horrible place.
Ah, poisonous ones, I'd wager.
Well, I'm sure not gonna eat him and find out.
You?
Wait, what? A man with a golden necklace?
You know him?
You bet I do. Goddamn bastard ran off with my wife.
Wait a minute. I thought he had a girlfriend.
Yeah, exactly right. He is a human merged with a weapon, but there are still arguments being made there.
Sure, I'll consider that. Listen, do you know where he went?
Last I heard, someone saw him in Seafront. Goddamn bastard. I can't even bear to look at my wife anymore.
Guess it's back to Seafront for us.
Yeah. Yep. Yay for uselessly running around. Not that we actually do a whole lot of good with it, but...
You guys solved the mystery yet?
No.
Yeah, kinda.
We got nothing.
Too bad. Hey, what's with those berries?
What, these? We picked them up over by that huge tree.
Right, the weapon was... Right, humanity's strongest weapon is Emil's sister, so it's still a person that's been tortured and experimented on. And imbued with, spooky magic. Science, magitech, something. But right, there's... Oh no.
Are you mad? Those berries are clearly poisonous. Even one such as you can't hope to...
Damn, these are delicious. Give me more.
Exactly, right? It's not hitting quite the same mood.
Well, in that case, I suppose I should try one.
Yeah. Get wrecked. Ow.
Ugh, I think Vice was right about those berries. Feels like somebody stabbed me in the gut.
Hey, what's wrong? Oh no, don't tell me you ate one of those berries. For the love of trees, those things are deadly. Quick, take this antidote before you perish.
Kaine survives lethal stab wounds on the regular. This is not a great idea.
Thought I was a goner there.
Are you an idiot? Didn't you see the lumps? The unusual colors? Only a child would attempt to eat something like that.
A child? Oh crap, I bet that kid ate one of these berries.
Yes, quite possibly. And if the poison is this painful for you, I can only imagine what it would do to a small child.
Hey, Kaine, did you take the antidote?
Don't need it. God, those berries were amazing.
The truly amazing thing is that your stomach is fouler than your taste and clothing.
Good lord.
If you had genitals, I would so chop them off right now.
Good lord, Kaine. Aww. Oh, Yona.
Ugh, this poison sucks. Still can't feel my arms and legs.
That's a partly cloudy day.
Great.
Man, you must have a cast iron stomach, Kaine.
The hussy's internal organs are as filthy as her mouth.
Why do you have to be such a shithead all the time, Book?
A good question. Oh, dang it, we didn't get... Unlucky. No. No spawn on the spooky monster. Oh, you still have to hit these guys like 7 times in order to make them actually be poisoned. Good lord. Ow. Good lord. Okay. Hey, who is shooting magic at me? There you are. Still? Still. Fine. Penny's built different. I agree. Anyway. Let's see, where are we going? Oh yeah, be rude, we'll get into that. Well, back into our medieval town. Let's see. I'm pretty sure it's time for us to go talk to Purple again. Oh yeah, I guess we have actually seen that she is also a shade. Yeah. The reason why she's a shade is B-Root. Aww. Well...
Hey, Popola.
Ah,
Hey.
You're back.
Have you learned anything more about the Shadow Lord's key?
I'm sorry, but it's going to take me some time yet.
I see. Well, can I take something off your plate in the meantime?
Oh, how about this? You know the ferryman with the red bag, right? Well, he's been skipping out on work lately. Can I ask you to go to Seafront and check on him?
Sure thing.
I know. Not again. Marital dispute number 4? More arguments.
This feels alarmingly familiar.
Doesn't it?
I'm sure that couple is merely having another one of their inane spats. Let us do our utmost not to get dragged into it this time.
Yeah. Well, because we're so good at that. Right, we're just gonna be totally able to manage not getting dragged into their nonsense. Uh-huh.
Ma'am, I think your child ate a poison berry. If you give him this antidote, he should recover.
Oh, thank you. I'll have him take it right away.
Glad to hear it.
And perhaps remind him not to eat foodstuffs he finds on the ground.
Oh, good.
I knew it. This is what I was talking about.
We do have a fast travel option. I am actually intentionally not taking the fast travel option right now.
Which job should I give you first?
Tale of the Study, Great Tree, Search for the Shade.
Apparently the manor's butler has a unique shade he wants your advice on.
Uh-huh.
I wrote down the client's location on your map, so head over there to get the details.
Yeah, so the reason we're not doing it right now is not out of not out of wanting to enjoy the world space more. Though, we did have to physically walk from the area. There's no fast travel to the area, because there's no water nearby. But also, there's a shade that has a chance of spawning in a couple of different places. Right, there's one in the northern plains and one in the southern plains, which means if we wanna take advantage of that and actually locate them, we actually need to like walk through the northern and southern plains. Also, one of the northern planes actually drops a weapon, so we actually do need that for game completion. The game does not let us pet the kitty cats. It's the worst thing. They made like a whole, I guess they call it a version upgrade, rather than an actual thing.
Terribly sorry to disturb
an actual just remaster or remake, but they didn't implement pet petting. It's the worst.
What is it, Sebastian?
I was attempting to tidy up the study earlier, only to find that it has been occupied by a shade.
Shades really seem to love this place, huh? I take it you want us to kill the thing?
That may not be necessary, sir. It's not causing any trouble. It is simply sitting in the study.
It didn't attack you?
It did not, sir.
Well, I don't care if it's wearing a tuxedo and drinking a cocktail. If it's a shade,
tuxedos and cocktails exist in this world. The cocktails are a little bit surprising, or less surprising than the tuxedos. Because, nothing about this world state indicates that we've got, like, 19th, 20th century fancy dress. I guess 18th... Though, this is 19th century, so I suppose maybe... I don't know. I would want to see people wearing tuxedos, because, right, imagine Baby Nier in a tuxedo. That would be glorious. It would be a significant upgrade. The study is over this way, right? Oh yeah, Nier is not good people. Whoa. Camera angles? No, this is just a side room. Okay. Whoops. I did not remember what my pathing was. Luckily, we don't need to go into Diabloville again. Why do I not remember where we're going? Is it over here? It must be over here. But no, that's Emil's room. These are the servants' quarters. I don't remember. Yeah, you're right. I forgot that you've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles. It's been years since I touched that game. JRPG tropes are real. But at least Shulk learns nuance. Or at least something that approximates nuance. Is it this room? No, this is the lounge, not the study. See. Important difference. At least they don't have tank controls in here. Right. That would be the worst thing, right? They don't actually fiddle with my control scheme too badly. Unlike an Automata, where they do actually go full twin.
This must be the friendly shade. Still, a shade is a shade. Let's get rid of it.
Who told you you could live in my home?
I'll crush you like a bug.
Please be careful.
This is a rather tough.
This thing has like 7,000 HP.
Oh, I'll crack it one way or the other.
This thing has literally so much HP, and will do nothing but run away from us. Nope. I'm gonna shove you in a corner. Damn it, not what I wanted. Stop running away! Let me murder you! Let me murder you! No? Are you not... Do you not appreciate that intention? Darn. We are the good guys, yes, obviously. Clearly. There we go. This is the stuck in the corner action. Oh boy, the camera is doing stuff. I knew it would eventually... The level geometry is just slightly uneven here, and so in certain places, mostly right here actually, I think last time I got him stuck just just a small hint over. But eventually it runs itself into a corner and it gets stuck. And then you just beat up on it for like 700 hits and then it dies. So we're already at like, well, we cleared 100 in the combo. But, it's more like, it's only like 500 hits total in order to kill this thing, which is absolutely insane. Also, yeah, her swords do like... We could actually fix that. Nope, that's... Okay, these guys are just on attack, so, Yep, nope, nothing to do here. We're just gonna, like, wail on this guy for a while. In the meantime, there's actually a legitimate question of, like, you know, what the heck is going on? I was reading a book over there. And we're just not gonna... I'm not gonna get to see what that was. I suppose if I'd wait until...
Study. It was pretty tough.
Excellently done, sir.
I suppose I could have waited until B-Route to do that quest, just to see if it had any dialogue. Because you could actually, like, hear Shades talk to you during the B-Route, which is, a lot.
What was a Shade doing in there in the first place?
I wondered that myself. Surely that creature lacks the intelligence to read books.
We've already heard them talk to us several times.
To accomplish there.
It at least has intelligence to form, like, English language speech. And while that is not the same skill as reading, I would assume it is more of a skill than an intelligence. It is a cloudy day, so there is a chance. Nope. Unlucky. Ow. Oh, there. No, that's just Emil. That's just Emil. Shame. Once again, I can't actually see that bronze shield to see what the heck's going on with it. Oh well. Back to seafront we go. So, the monstrous shades are more likely to spawn when it's cloudy like this, because they have a rudimentary weather system in this game for some reason. Honestly, not sure why. Sir?
Hey, buddy. You know a place called the Lost Shrine?
Yeah, I know it.
Listen, I'm what's called a botanist. That means I study plants.
Hey, don't
this
be rude.
is all probably way over your head, but just bear with me.
Don't be rude.
Anyway, this Lost Shrine place supposedly contains a very rare tree, and I'm looking for someone to go there and borrow a piece of its root. What do you think? Come on, buddy. It's just one little piece of root.
Fine.
I'll do it. You have to stop calling me buddy.
Fine.
Oh god, it's over.
Hey.
My life is over.
In a shocking turn of events...
What's wrong?
Oh, hey, I remember you. You're the ones who helped
Hey,
us out
we
way
ate
back
dinner with
when.
you like last week.
Seeing as we've come all this way, I suppose
We ate dinner with you last
ask.
week.
I had a fight with my husband, and he ran away from home.
Mm-hmm, yes. You may call me utterly flabbergasted.
You know,
But it's
Grimoire
all
Vice
that
is the most
idiot's
relatable.
fault. I was saving up a bunch of apples, and he went and ate 10 of them.
That's actually sort of impressive.
Hey, I have eaten 10 apples when I go apple picking.
Sure,
I feel terrible
lost
afterwards.
My temper a little, but I can't believe he just up and left. He's been gone for a week now, and it's...
All right. We'll help you find him.
Really? Oh,
Yep.
thank you so much.
Right, I mean, you feel god awful after eating that many apples. I'll be honest.
And here we go again. Shall we begin by asking around at the tavern like before?
I guess. Yes?
The man with the necklace? Oh, I know him.
Nope.
Truth be told, I haven't seen him for almost 5 years. But I know he's coming back to me.
That's a really long time. You don't think maybe...
He promised he'd come back, and he will. He was honest, and he loved me. Not like that old husband of mine, let me tell you.
Sure.
This man seems to have quite the gift for swindle.
Sure seems like it.
Sure. Oh boy. What did you need? You need
That's
something.
5 logs.
Oh god. He needs random bits of repair materials. Ugh. Effort. Effort. Ah. I mean, I'm gonna say personal tolerance on that one because I've definitely eaten more than that. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of material, a lot of sugar.
Hey, it's been a while. How are you?
Great, thanks. My Fresias are so
Hey, it's
like
Freesia guy.
hotcakes.
Good to hear. But hey, who's that?
That's my wife and son.
Wait, you got married?
Yeah, I decided it was time to move on. By the way, are you looking for work?
Uh-huh. Sure.
Always. What do you need?
I have a customer in Facade who needs a Freesia, and I was hoping you'd make the delivery.
I mean,
my customer runs the material shop over there. I know it's a bit out of the way, but...
It's no big deal.
Thanks.
I guess. Hey, wait, you're growing Fresias. Why do you have a tulip bulb? This sounds like a swindle. Oh. Dang nabbit. Sir?
Man with the necklace. Yeah, sure, I remember him. Heard he took off for the junk heap earlier.
Great. Now the junk heap. Maybe he ran in with the 2 brothers.
That's a lot of oranges, whole milk. That's a lot of oranges.
Hey there. I'm looking for the guy with the red bag. You seen him around lately?
Really? Is that couple fighting again?
Yeah, the guy took off and hasn't been seen since. I take it this isn't a surprise?
Hardly. Their arguments are legendary. We're actually considering selling tickets as a tourist attraction.
Nice. Profiteering. Good capitalism. We stand.
Anyway, I think he's from that village with the library. Maybe he went back home.
Wait, really? What do you mean he's from the village with the library?
I think his brother is a guard there or something.
Thanks for the tip. I'll see what I can figure out.
Say, you're pretty handsome. Care to buy a lonely woman a drink?
Yeah, I'm good.
Well, that was better than Baby Nier's response.
To think that couple's petty squabbles have become something of an attraction for the locals.
Hey, they are pretty magnificent.
Doesn't surprise me in the least. Seeing people like that puts a little spring in your step, you know?
You humans truly are a maddening bunch. Such buffoonery does little more than wear this old tome out.
Sure.
We've got the...
Do you have anything still to buy? Oh, you've got a lot to buy. Neat. Okay. Well then. Can we buy both of these? We cannot buy both of these. Can we sell stuff to be... How much do I need for that? 20, 31... Oh, I need like 40,000. Ugh, I don't have 6,000 to sell. God dang it.
Thanks.
I'm gonna have to actually complete some side quests for the cash, aren't I? Peter, it still is called Two Brothers Weaponry, even though one of them has been dead for the last 4 years. You know, brand changes are hard. I think I've actually got enough stuff for you. I think. That's why I didn't already use it all.
We'll need 10...
Dang it! I may have used too much of it for upgrades. Fine. Fine. No? I think that's a typo, Peter. Because well, the first time we did run into it, it was capital 2, capital brother. It's weird. Anyway. Relatively clear day.
Searched the southern plains back when the wife ran off too, right?
I believe we did, yes.
Lots changed since then. So it's kind of nice when we find something that hasn't.
Is it though?
The couple is still arguing almost fills me with... I don't know. Hope, I guess.
If you ask me, that particular couple could benefit from a little change.
Uh-huh. Ow. One of you got knocked over. And one of you got knocked over. There we go. Ow. Rude. Rude. Oh, you're just dead. Okay. Still rude. Ow! Hang on. That was mean of you. Oh god, yeah, that would... Are you kidding me? That would make it even... an already bad situation even worse. Right. Hard agree, that would be bad news for literally everyone involved. Because that would be just what this game needs. The zombies on top of everything else. Rude. Still rude. So many of these guys are just so rude. What is the point of having these super heavy armor, super heavy weapon, and then you just like spin to win at us? Not really. You didn't miss much of importance, just, they're squabbling? The married couple is squabbling again. And we are just grinding materials off of the stabbing of... Well, actually, we're mostly grinding experience, to be honest. Where did it happen? We may as well, okay, the spear currently has the item drop rate up. We should probably be using that then. Because I like getting item drops. Anyway,
Oh, hey, it's you. What's up?
You're related to the ferryman who carries a red bag around, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's my little brother. Haven't seen him in a while, though.
A shame. Have you any idea where he may have absconded to?
Not a clue.
Nope.
Like I said, I haven't seen him.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, but the last time I did see him, he said something about using his ferry to deliver letters. Maybe you should try talking to someone at the post office.
I guess we could ask the postman over in Seafront.
Just once, I would enjoy receiving a quest that can be solved in the
Vice.
general vicinity
Vice.
of the Asker.
Fourth wall. Have you ever heard of the fourth wall?
Say, are you available to discuss a certain...
What is it?
People are saying a shade has managed to enter our village. I was hoping you could track it down.
Fine, yes.
This isn't a very big place. Wouldn't we have seen it by now?
I had my own doubts at first, but there have been too many witnesses for me to ignore this matter any longer.
Okay.
I saw a real...
She saw it too?
Apparently. I can't say for sure who's seen it or not.
I saw the monster right around here.
You did, huh? Can you tell me what the monster looked like?
It was over at the river, and it was huge and scary. I didn't like it.
Over by the river, huh? Let's go take a...
A super descriptive answer.
Tendrils of the shades have finally extended into this village.
Wait, what about 5 years ago when they, like, overran the village?
Kill him.
Will it be that easy? I wonder.
What do you mean?
Would you be able to simply slaughter the people you lived amongst for so many years?
Yeah.
Would you truly murder friends if you suspected them of being shades?
I wouldn't have a choice. Jonas not coming back to a village full of those things.
When the time comes, I pray you can follow through.
Yeah, we obliterated the Eyrie when there were kids asking us, begging us not to. So, right, I don't think we have a problem with that, Vice, actually. I'm not super sure, but I don't think we'll have a problem with that. Over by the river, right? Well, we're by the river. I don't see anything here. There's nothing in the river either. Ow.
Hey, Vice?
Yes, lad?
Is there a way to swim using magic, or...?
No.
Figures.
By the way...
Still no fish?
What?
Shh, you're scaring them away.
Oh, I see.
That wasn't what I wanted to do. But we get good dialogue. There is amazing dialogue every time we fish.
I think this is one of the pieces of cargo that washed ashore.
Well, we looked inside the other ones. We may as well keep doing it.
No offense to that lady, but I'm not carrying around some box unless I know what's inside.
Have you assuaged your guilt with that feeble excuse? Then I suggest we... Hello? What have we here?
Indeed. What do we have?
I've never seen flowers like this. They smell weird.
I believe they can be refined into a powerful yet poisonous drug.
Yeah, who's the law around here?
They are legal.
Well, that seems to be all of it.
A tremendous cache of illegal goods and dangerous materials.
You have a title page, Vice?
I write on my title page that our client is a smuggler.
So what should we do?
Interesting. Chat, what are we gonna do? We can either give it to them and just roll with it on the grounds that what is the law. We found opium, basically. Or at least some sort of poison. We can totally pretend that's opium poppies. I know, right? I'm as surprised as you that there are actual authorities. I thought it was just the post office. I thought that was the entirety of the law. Right, at least we seem to have a city watch here. Right, but there aren't guards in Seafront. Or... yeah, no, like the guy standing at the entrance is just wearing civilian clothes. They're right, so like our village has the law. Facade has a law. I thought Seafront just had the post office because like they're the only people that give us quests in that town. Anyway. Well, the Wild West in Greece. Would that be a Euro Western then? Deliver the cargo to the client or seafront authorities? Do crimes? I see one vote for crimes, one vote for not crimes. 2 votes for not crimes. We want to see who the authorities are? Good catch. Who are the authorities here? Alright.
I don't want to be a party to smuggling, or worse. Let's talk to the guard at the entrance.
Oh, that guy just wearing random clothes is apparently actually the law. Okay. Fair enough. I think we lose out on a big ol' helping of cash for that, but that's fine. Anyway, we looked around here. Where are we supposed to look around for the river?
Oh, it's you, eh?
We've checked. Cat, let me pet you. Let me pet you. Please, no. Fine.
I saw it.
You saw it near the river. I'm near the river. There isn't any nearer to the river I can get without jumping into the drink again. Can we kill the chickens? Good question. I don't... The answer to that appears to be no, given that we are we seem to be chicken murdering less. That doesn't surprise me, but it still was worth checking. Cat, let me love you. No, wait, sorry, that's a puppy. Puppy, let me love you.
Curse these tired old...
Indeed. Now, another question with the smuggler, right? Obviously smuggling is a real thing, and an extremely lucrative one. Odd question. Who are you smuggling to? Who does one smuggle to in this? I am by the river. I have been by the river. I don't know how much more by the river I can get. Right, because there are explosives and drugs here, and while we did kind of sort of touch on having a crime syndicate, according to the girl, the shade was near the river. Game, I've been all over by the river. You're not, I don't think you're having me go out into the other...
If we can't go hunt...
You have to fish?
The shades are much...
Mm-hmm. Okay. Exactly, right? It was more like one family who maybe possibly was doing crimes. Okay, fine. I had to go here, I guess. I didn't think here was any less by the river than there.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't look like a shade was ever here.
Perhaps the young lass misremembered the location.
Yeah, maybe. Kids aren't so great at stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Man, I'm bushed.
You kid is the shade? I mean, if you say so. Nope, well that didn't work.
We went over to where you saw the monster, but
she's immune to axes. I don't know how we're going to win this.
You saw it by the river?
Oh, I remember now. I saw it in the square in front of the library.
Okay, let's go check it out.
Over by the library, huh? You think like Popola would have realized at that point. Well, then again, she is super freaking oblivious, so... Right, sweet, hopeful. But doesn't have good hearing. Really? How helpful? Anything? No? God, this library is so awesome. I love this library. I continue to be impressed with this library.
There's nothing here. Guess the kid was wrong again.
This is a fool's errand. Even a young girl could hardly confuse a library gate with a river. Perhaps we should ask some of the other villagers.
Yeah.
Guess.
Yeah, Vice. I'm with you here. Something is sus here. Also a good fountain. Even if the whole world is very depressed right now. You got anything? No?
I think I saw a shade a few days ago, but I can't be sure. Whatever I saw, it wasn't much bigger than a kid.
Whole milk? You might be on the right track here. But if it's if the kid is a shade, it's a shade who's immune to axes, so...
Shade? Oh, yes, I saw it. Gave me quite a start, let me tell you. Strange thing was, it seemed to be accompanied by a child.
Thank you, Matthew Mercer.
I saw something near the shopping district that kinda sorta looked like a shade. You know, if you squinted.
The girl's story is not agreeing very well with the rest of the villagers' testimony. I think we should question her a bit further. Something is amiss.
How do you mean?
We are being lied to.
Yeah.
You think? Why?
I cannot say. Perhaps it is but an honest mistake. Or perhaps there is a good reason for the lie.
Uh-huh.
Listen, I'm not angry, but I need you to tell me the truth. Why did you lie about the shade?
I'm not lying. I saw it. It was big and scary and big.
Vague.
Tell us this then. In which location did you not see the shade?
You're weird. But, I guess I didn't see it near the northern gate or on the hill to the west.
Well, hill to the west. Okay. Vice, I didn't think you were good with kids, but congratulations on proving me to have wrong. At least good at tricking kids, so that's half the battle.
There it is. That kid must have been trying to protect it.
A touching story, but humans and shades cannot coexist. We'd best defeat this monster while we can.
Agreed. It's dead.
Well, hopefully those bloodstains fade sooner rather than later. Oops. So yeah, you got it in one. The kid has befriended the Shade. We, in our assumption that they can, reasonable assumption, given, you know, all of the violence that they have done.
Thanks so much. I was having trouble sleeping knowing there were shades in our very town.
Yeah, thanks. Could have given me a little more cash for that, though. Sheesh. Alright, the Shades did kind of ruin everyone's day and have done more than a couple murders. So...
I cannot believe how many trips we have made simply to track down a single man.
It's alright to do this kind of thing every now and then.
I only pray this is not the calm before some manner of storm.
Vice, don't say that.
There, lad, have you ever penned a missive?
You mean a letter? No. I'm not big on writing. It
Hang
always
on.
takes me forever to figure out what I want to say.
What's to figure out? One simply takes quill in hand.
You've written letters to
and
Yona before,
unleashes
according to
their
Yona.
soul upon the canvas of the page.
Unless a Popol has been writing them for you.
Whatever you say, Vice.
Has Popol been writing our letters to Yona? I mean, how else are we saving? Right, we save at the mailboxes, which is telling Yona about our story. Presumably. I don't know who else we'd be writing to. So has Popol been faking them for us the whole time? Oh yeah. I need to talk to you. So apparently this guy is the authorities.
Excuse me, but these things washed up on the shore and...
Good gravy, this is illegal. All of this is illegal. Where did you get this?
Well, it's a long story.
Ha! The old broad finally slipped up.
Then you are familiar with her little import-export business?
Apparently.
We've been watching her for years. There's a huge bounty on her head in the next continent. We always suspected it was her, but never had proof she was really the perpetrator.
Wild.
Now we've got
Absolutely
more than enough
wild.
evidence to put her away. You've done a fine deed this day, citizen.
Again, where? Yep. What, just gonna send her on a boat with the seasick
Well,
captain?
again, thanks to your information, the old woman is behind bars.
Okay,
She's
but
gonna
I get
rot
the bounty, right?
Oh, well, I guess that's good news.
Sure is. We've been chasing her forever. Oh,
We
I
better
also
get the whole
received
bounty.
word
I swear to
arrange a
God.
Reward. It's waiting for you at the post office.
This freaking post office. This freaking post office. I swear. Also, there's a side quest up here eventually. I just fell through the claw. Oops. Don't make me pay for damages, I can't afford it. I'm saving up. Hello, AC. Post office.
Hey,
double things to do.
Oh, sorry. You're not him.
I'm sure as hell not. I just swung by to pick up a letter and wound up running the damn place.
What?
Anyway, you here for a package or something?
No. There's this couple who's always fighting and the husband took off. So I'm trying to track him down. Ring any bells?
Sorry, pal. You're asking the wrong guy. Still, that's pretty weird. My buddy's daughter took off too. Maybe running away is the cool thing to do now.
I find it exceedingly unlikely this pair of runaways is mere coincidence.
Given that there are like 300 people in this entire world, yeah, that's weird.
Question, isn't it? Actually, you know what? I bet she went to check out the huge shipwreck that drifted into the inlet the other day. Not often something like that comes around. It's all the kids have been talking about.
Oh boy. Also, I have.
We keep telling the.
Okay, but like I need to. I hear you, but I need to.
A shipwreck, is it? I suppose.
We keep telling.
Right. Let's head for the inn.
Where am I supposed to pick up my reward? I want my money. Actually, back. There we go. Nope, no money here to be had. I guess I've got to actually... I guess I've got to, like, actually do story if I want my rewards from my side quest. Because this guy doesn't actually know anything about the postman, or the post office, or how that works. Fine. Fine. Now we've got, like, a bunch of places we need to go afterwards for side quests. Ugh.
Kaine. Emil.
What are you guys doing here? You guys aren't supposed... How did you guys get here through without everyone freaking out? Everyone freaks out every time you enter a place.
What's going on? I haven't seen you two come into Seafront in... Well,
ugh. KJ, I feel that. It is equally hot here.
Kaine said she sensed something strange in the area.
Strange how? Like a shade?
Maybe. I'm not sure. There's some kind of sound or something coming from up ahead.
What an incredibly specific piece of information the hussy has graced us
Vice,
with.
Vice, it's plot.
What is it, Kaine?
Nothing. Let's get moving.
No need to swear at your coworkers. It's plot. Also, this boat is big. Right. I mean, this is your classic ruined pirate ship vibe. If we're honest, this is almost certainly the aesthetic they're going for. Is very much golden age of piracy, wrecked galleon, full of buried treasure, and or zombies.
Surely we can find a hole or some such if we put our minds to it.
Yeah,
These planks seem to be covering a rather large hole.
So hard to find.
We can probably get in if we move
It's a reasonably well-built boat. Like, I do appreciate the boat is done well.
Kaine is sensing. We should make sure we're really prepared before going inside.
Go inside, yes. We're ready. It's fine. We've run across nothing we can't kill.
This ship is in poor condition indeed. Do try not to thrash about and bring its timbers down around us, hussy.
Whatever.
Kaine?
You sure you're alright, Kaine?
You sure?
You really shouldn't push yourself. Hey, I've got an idea. How about you and me search outside and get some nice fresh air in the process?
Sure. Let's do that.
Wow, Kaine didn't even argue that she's fine.
Take care of Kaine for us, Emil.
Emil is on the case. Come on, Kaine. Let's get the lead out.
Alright.
This place is pretty gloomy. I'm having a hard time imagining any townsfolk hanging around here.
Well, as we've no other leads, let the search begin.
Yay, 2D dungeon crawling.
Outside light is in short supply. I ask you, how are we to do any searching if we cannot see a blasted thing?
We have another perspective shift, yes.
Look there, on the floor. I believe we've found ourselves a lantern.
And there's still some oil in it. Nice.
Yup. We are actually doing this.
Wait,
did
you see that girl just now?
We'll figure out why in not super long.
I did indeed. How on earth did she manage to get behind us? Perhaps she is the runaway we heard tell of at the post office. Best track her down and take her back to town with us.
Spark.
There's no one here.
Weird. It's like we just saw a ghost.
Oh, what foolishness.
Uh-huh.
I am certain this room merely contains a secret passageway or the like.
We're on a boat. Why would there be a secret passageway of that much oomph
with this ship
on a
anyway?
boat?
There may be clues somewhere that tell of how it ran aground.
Yeah, sure.
It looks really dark up ahead.
Oh yeah, right.
Then perhaps we ought to make use of that lantern we just found.
The side-scrolling is awesome. Another. I don't know that this is. I would necessarily say this is a whole.
It's a bit bruised, but
God
it's
damn
not
it.
super old or anything.
I wager it was dropped by that fruit-loving ferryman with the red bag. Perhaps he absconded to this ship to wait out the storm after yet another spirited debate with his wife. Ah, goodness, what a troublesome couple.
Let's keep moving.
There's a lot of spook in here for this to be a good idea. But yeah, right. I don't know that I would necessarily classify this as a totally different genre shift, though. You can't actually attack here, so I can't attack, I can't roll, I can't use magic. So maybe it does classify.
What was that sound just now?
Sounds like it came from the floor above us.
Well, so I don't know what gameplay genre this would be, but it is super cool. It looks.
This barrel's been knocked over, and there's flour everywhere.
It's not actually point and click,
Surely
but
it
it
was
is
toppled by the girl we saw at the entrance.
kind of.
Wait. Cast your eyes to the floor, lad.
Footprints.
The missing child left white tracks in her passing. Should we follow them? I expect
Point
we
and
will
click is
find our
point
way
and
to
click
her.
horror aesthetic. Yeah, I agree. Even if it's not got the full vibe.
Man, this book's got some serious heft to it. Wonder what it's for.
It would seem to be this
Oh,
ship's
good.
logbook.
Let's see if we can
Let
figure
us
out what the hell
avail
happened here.
ourselves of a gander.
And the other thing it's missing for point and click adventures is that we don't get inventory that we then have to
Records
mix
of
and
the
match.
routes it traveled, the weather it encountered, and the places it made port.
Mm-hmm.
All in a painstaking level of detail.
Sure.
I would expect no less for a vessel of this size, until the day the records suddenly cease.
What the hell happened on this ship?
A good question. What did happen on this ship?
We've no time.
Aww. Please. Theoretically, that should tell us what things we picked up. That's just cloth. Man, there's so much spook here. Well.
Did you see that light on the other side of the shelves?
Also.
Shame we cannot investigate further with these blasted things in our way. I would like a word with the interior designer who thought to put them here.
Hang on. I think I can move these.
Move. And now we can enter this room. What have we got here?
There's a breeze coming through these shelves.
That white vase is rather conspicuous. Try giving it a nudge.
No. Stand around and do nothing.
Hey, there's a notebook on this desk. Oh, wow, this thing is crammed full of information.
A record of the cargo they carried, no doubt.
Uh-huh.
Let me see. By my pages, this ship was used by slavers. How simply atrocious.
Unfortunately, a ship of this size, in this aesthetic, right, we're thinking mostly like 17th or 18th century, very, very likely, right? This is the correct aesthetic for a ship of the time period to be a slave vessel.
Wait, you're telling me they sold people?
And made out quite handsomely from the transactions, it would seem.
And properly,
like
enslavement was incredibly profitable for the slave traders and nobody else.
I do not know, nor do I care to ponder it. Let it suffice to say there are monsters who trade coin for misery in all corners of this accursed world.
So... Cursed... I mean, the narrative of...
That white vase... A hidden room. How delightful.
These chests are pretty huge.
And what do they contain? Treasure, perhaps?
I wish. Looks like a bunch of iron tools.
Those are no mere tools, lad.
Yeah.
They are instruments of torture.
Are they both
I shudder to think what evil transpired in this room.
There's a way out. I don't see bones. I see torture implements, bits of cloth, candelabras. No bones.
There don't seem to be any shades around, at least.
Why did you say that? Why
let
would
no more time be wasted in our search for the townsfolk?
What? Also, given that all these doors have been locked.
The white tracks end here.
Wait, I hear something.
What? What? No. Just what we needed. Comedically terrible organ playing. Well, more blood. A lot of blood around here.
Whatever that sound was, it stopped. I swear it sounded like a girl.
This is a voice pipe. A contraption by which one's voice can travel to a faraway location.
Well, that's...
Which means the girl is in whatever room this pipe connects to.
That's not good. We're gonna leave that as that's not good.
I spy a chart of the ship's layout on the wall. Yes. This pipe connects to a cabin in the ship's stern.
Onward and, inward, I guess.
Huzzah. Just
this
what we
little
wanted.
lantern has brought us quite far, hasn't it?
Yeah. And the light it gives off makes me feel, I don't know.
It seems this door will not open.
Oh damn it, I cancelled the dialogue. I need to be more careful about that. This is like the 4th time I've done that with this playthrough.
Heavens, look at the size of this saucepan. This must have been where they prepared meals for the crew.
There's a note stuck to the counter. Extra rice, hold the peppers. Looks like the crew had some say over
the peppers are good.
To be picky about one's food while at sea is a luxury indeed. Thinking back on it, the cuisine we were served during our visit to the bickering couple's home was quite particular in its choice of ingredients.
That's one way to say it.
Tell me about it. I feel like I've sampled every single recipe in the Apple Fanatics cookbook. Once we track down the ferryman, we should invite them to a meal at our place.
A fine idea, lad.
True. Teach them how to, What, is there still something
we
here?
Must press.
No. Okay.
Oh, damn. The hell is this smell?
Perhaps it is wafting from further inside?
No points for guessing what the smell is.
Another apple.
Just how many apples does that quibbling husband keep on his person while he's out and about?
Let's keep searching. Vice? I think the floor is...
That.
Speak to me, lad. Are you hurt?
Been better, but I'll live. I can't see a thing down here. What is that terrible stench?
I suspect we may have fallen into the ship's hold.
Yeah, all of you who guessed that the guy is turbo dead.
During the fall. We'd better look for it.
Is that...
Weiss, that's it! We found the lantern.
About time. Might I suggest you cease the celebratory fanfare and light the blasted thing already?
Turbo dead.
Oh dear. Look at the bodies. They are all people from town. And, I fear, the missing ferryman.
Oh no. This can't be real. Why? Why did he... Why did everyone have to... God damn it!
Pull yourself together, lad. Remember the presence Kaine sensed? The culprit who murdered these poor folk likely
this is
awaits
an
us further
F in the
within.
chat for our bro. He may have squabbled a lot, but he was good people.
That's enough, lad. Avert your eyes.
Okay, now there's creepy music box playing. I'm not here for that. Come on. No. No.
Hey there, you two.
Hey. I didn't know you guys came back inside.
Did we ever? Found a nice hole in the wall to slide through.
Yeah, we want to
But
get out of
then
here.
we heard a bunch of noise coming from that super dark floor downstairs. You sure had us worried.
Yeah, sorry about that. You feeling better, Kaine?
A little, yeah. Sorry for the trouble.
Good. That's good.
Jeez, you seem really down in the dumps. Did something happen?
Tell me, Kaine, that presence you sensed.
It's on the floor above us.
I feared as much. It seems we've little choice but to press onward.
Yep.
There's
Here
a
we
bunch
go
of
again.
crumpled up paper here. Letters, maybe?
They all seem to have the same words written upon them, but the penmanship is so poor I cannot make heads nor tails of it.
Oh boy. Let's decipher.
They seem to be...
Aww. Lame. Well, someone tried to do writing. So yeah. This is a slaver's... You know, our classic genre trope of cursed slaver ship. Is super cursed, and just, I mean, this is a classic trope for a video game level, but also actual folktales. You know, part of the, or one of the variants of the stories for Davy Jones's, and the Flying Dutch, and broadly the Flying Dutchman, is that it was a slave ship. And, like, it in actual 18th century folklore, was still a slaver's ship. And then modern media has run with that super far. And, you know, they're tapping into this. Unfortunately, right, they're not actually... One thing I don't super like here is that they're not actually engaging with the question of enslaved people and what the heck happened to them at all. At this point, this is truly just a set piece for creepy, spooky stuff that may or may not be the spirits of someone captured. And so it's not actually giving them agency, it's just using it as a set piece. Anyway, yeah, and it's, I mean, Dragon Wolf, in Pirates of the Caribbean, the Black Pearl was the reason, the Black Pearl was originally a slave ship, and part of the reason that, Jack Sparrow became a pirate was, mutinying against enslavement. So, exactly. I agree, AC. It's melted together from multiple traditions of enslaved people uprising, taking over the ship, and then everyone being dead and it being left to drift. So, both Atlantic slave trade and galley slaves both did that because turns out, obviously, whether it's penal slavery or more captive slavery, both of them are horrible practices, and it is not a surprise that there were uprisings. But unfortunately, a lot of the folk stories about them, a lot of the folk stories about them are about, oh, how spooky the ship is because an uprising took place, rather than, and only a little bit, you know, cursing the people who did the enslaving, which is not great. Anyway, the reason I'm procrastinating here, firstly, is cutscene, and secondly, the door. I don't think we've ever seen the symbolism of our opposed lion and goat, and then eagle and lizard. I'm not actually sure what these are supposed to be, right? There's clearly a reference of some kind, because specific heraldry. But I don't know that it actually gets explained as to what these are, apart from looking fancy and high status, and thereby being the captain's cabin.
This would be the final room, yes? The culprit who
It's not
the
Evangelist,
townspeople
no.
may be behind this very door.
It's the lion and the
Let us
eagle are, but
proceed
the
with
goat and the
utmost
lizard
caution.
aren't. But it's also not the towns in this world. Not the towns that we actually see, because none of those can plausibly be Forest of Myth or Seafront, or really our town, or we don't see this iconography, or facade. We don't see this iconography somewhere else. So it looks like this is just kind of using it for the sake of indicating that this room is important, and using heraldic-esque symbols.
It's that girl we saw when we first entered the ship.
Old lad, this is a lone child sitting inside a hulking ship littered with corpses. Something is clearly amiss.
Yeah.
There.
Could this girl be the presence you sensed, Kaine?
Yes. Obviously. Miss Postman?
Oh, hey, it's you. Been a while.
Wait, you're the postman. What are you doing here?
Oh, I've been coming here a lot lately. I think this girl was on the ship when it drifted in. I've been keeping an eye on her until she's well enough to leave. Hey, so this is kind of awkward, but the girl is, you know, bleeding.
Also, she stole the red bag. Rude.
I brought a bunch of bandages with me, but, well, how exactly does one deal with a woman's time of the month?
Seriously?
Sorry. Clearly crossed a line there. Forget I said anything.
Stay the hell away from her. She isn't...
Yeah. Oh. Aw. She just destabilizing tiny thing in place.
Kaine! Emil!
We'll figure something out. You just find a way to get the hell out of here.
The two of them will be fine, but you and I must withdraw.
Alright, now we unlock running.
The ship is collapsing. Very much aware of that. Thanks. Let's go. Shit! They're in the way.
Yep. So I don't think there's actually a time limit here.
Looks like we can get out through that hole.
I've not actually ever tried, but I've not tried to wait. But yeah, now we are in the other classic trope of definitely not a Kraken attacking a ship. Reminiscent. This fight should be reminiscent of, you know, the opening of the original God of War, and Oberdin, and you know, pretty much everything else that has a Kraken assault a wooden ship.
Trapped inside.
We'd better go help him out.
No shade would dare pursue us into sunlight such as this. We should
Why
use
did you
the
say that?
opportunity to ready ourselves.
Why did you say that, Vice? Exactly.
What on earth?
Theoretically, since always, KJ, they've just always conveniently ignored it. Oh.
Why isn't this shade being hurt by the sun?
That is not precisely the case. It most certainly is being burned by the sunlight.
Crap.
However,
Forgot that you had...
its regenerative abilities far outpace whatever damage the light is able to inflict.
We are doing literally nothing to it right now.
It's light. Something is coming. Get out of the way at once.
Well then.
I can't believe that little girl was actually this thing.
This monstrosity is unlike anything we've faced before. Remain vigilant.
Big bullet hell energy. Oh boy. Hey, I jumped that. Rude. Oh, he only charged up. Okay, there we go. Ah, damn it, I whiffed. Let's actually grab the spear. I think that's the better choice. Well, we're slowly doing damage. Oh, wild. Oh yeah, I can actually just like run up and stab you in the face right now. Oh crap. Run, now. Yeah, I can actually totally just run up and stab you in the face. That helps. That helps a lot.
Aim for the tentacles with faces on them.
Yeah, I noticed. Now I'm just tanking a lot of damage right now. That's fine. Okay.
Don't stop now. Focus on the next one.
This is gonna pay for what it did to those people. The town will be in grave danger should we leave this creature be. We must end it here and now.
The tentacles are also turrets, which is a choice. Ow. Rude. Ow. Strength drop, we got plenty of them, so let's go. And of course, having immediately started that, we don't get to actually shut it off. There we go.
Now is our chance. Attack with all that you have.
Got it. That's a good question. They could totally see this from all over the town. Oh. Wow. But, easy Kraken fight. Good job, guys. Good job. The guy up on the lighthouse is like, oh.
Get it?
Oh, Lord. What the hell is happening? Maybe time to not be here? Dramatic. Emil, you can fly.
Oh, hell. That thing's huge.
Emil, you're able to... So punching off its head did nothing. Also, now the entire boat has exploded. Also, yeah, you know how I said God of War Kraken vibes?
To think it could recover from such a grievous wound.
Ordinary attacks aren't gonna do shit against this thing.
Here it comes! Dodge!
Ow! That was, like, landed on my face, basically. I don't want to actually use this yet, because it's about to stand up. I need to do it right away. These are rocket-powered explosives.
Is this thing turning its body into spears and shooting them at us?
That appears to be exactly what it's doing, yes.
such a huge shade even exists.
We're just gonna do this real quick. Ah, crap. Didn't get out of the way.
That thing ain't normal, so stay smart unless you want to get dead.
Thank you for the advice, kinda.
This thing will destroy the town if we don't stop it.
Okay, time to use a strength drop. See if we can't actually get some damage in. There we go. Oh, more rocket powered thing.
The number of spears flying our way is increasing.
Yeah, I can see that. Damn it.
My word.
Well,
if this continues,
we're doing fine. I don't know what you're talking about. We're fine.
Hey, over here!
We're fine. Yeah, this is insane. This is some absolute insanity. I don't have clever things to say. This is just a glorious set-piece fight. Well, that's not good.
This is here and now.
Right.
Son of a... Is this thing immortal?
how can it withstand such an onslaught?
I'm really scared, guys.
Yeah, reasonable.
We will be in grave danger if it unleashes that attack. We must stop it.
I think it's actually not possible to stop this attack. Right? I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure it's impossible to actually beat this attack. So... GG's. We tried.
I think we're in trouble.
My body won't... Damn it! Fuck!
Oh boy, the magic vortex of magic is gonna... Well, we tried. Aww.
What are you doing? You're gonna get yourself killed.
Aww.
It stopped.
Focus on the source of its magic. Aim for the head.
You now press left button to fire dark lance.
We can never be together. You disgust me.
Aww. Now I feel bad. I mean, yeah, I was kicking your asses, but I feel bad. I have, while I played this game, you know, I played the original Nier, But I haven't actually played, haven't gone through the B route in a long, long time. I still haven't gotten around to that, so this is a character I'm very interested to learn more about. See if and how this intersects with the history of that ship, and kind of the history of that object. And the histories of the people that were tortured and slaughtered on it. It feels like it does interact, but we don't... Yeah. I don't know that we actually... I don't know that it will. I hope it does, because that would be cool.
You really saved our bacon.
You've all done so much for me. Offering a little refuge is the least I can do. I don't have the words to express how sorry I am. We all knew townspeople were out there being eaten by a shade, but I never imagined I was taking care of it this entire time.
The fault lies with that foul creature alone, Postman. Not yourself.
No, Nier has already realized that.
Someday.
Right? We learned that with the Forest of Myth, Divine Tree text event.
Alright, well, we'd better get going. There's someone else we need to break this news to.
Fair enough. I hope to see you out there on the old letter trail again
soon. Hey, no, I mean, he should have had a line that said, I didn't know shades could be sentient. So, right, he knows, he just is choosing to... He's either choosing to not remember or choosing to not care.
Wait, why are you hesitating? Is he alright? Please tell me he's alright. Come on, say something already.
Your husband was killed by a shade. I'm sorry. We tracked him down, but it was already too late.
No, it can't be true. Big idiot. Always carrying his bag around, thinking about me all the time. Oh God, this can't be happening.
It saddens this old tome to think we'll never hear those two at each other's throats again.
If only I'd gotten to him sooner. Damn it.
Do not let it burden you so, lad. You did the best you were able.
We shouldn't go.
Okay, but like, I have money to get in there. Fine. Yeah, things... So... Obviously this arc is a lot more affecting and effective than the era was, right? I don't think that's a... surprising thing to say, or a controversial one, that the area is probably the weakest story arc of the game. And I think the reason why is that this game, right?
Yeah.
You were threatening that shade on the beach the other day? How did you know it was trying to protect the postman?
Just a feeling, I guess.
Yeah.
All right.
If you say so. Actually, since we're here, we should check to see if the shade spawned. Otherwise, I'm going to go back in and collect my rewards for the other side quests. But yeah, right, there's something very... What are the shades in general? Hello? We never see this place this clear. Neat. Yeah, there is supposed to be no I mean, they explicitly say that the sun doesn't set. I wonder if it acts like Iceland in summer, where it just kind of goes in a circle, and so you'll get evening, but you don't ever get night. Weird. I've got nothing. Anyway. Right. I think Nier is actually pretty Like, this game is not actually all that good at telling super, like, broad World Cataclysm level stories. Right, the World Cataclysm is a backdrop. And so whenever it, like, generalizes back...
You're quite the bounty hunter to have caught that slippery eel of a woman.
It was more luck than anything.
Takes more than luck to catch someone like that. Anyway, hang on, I got your reward.
We'll finish this thought after he gives us our money.
Here it is.
50,000 gold.
Damn, that's a lot of money.
This is just your share.
That woman must have been among the world's most wanted criminals.
Dang. Hang on, wait, what do you mean just our share? Hang on, wait, no, whoa. Y'all did no work. Y'all did literally no work in tracking her down. She just hired us to do stuff. And then we reported her for it. I did literally all of the work here. None of this. I swear to God.
We've got the latest.
Anyway, since we're here, we've got enough money for everything. So, may as well buy everything.
Thanks.
So, yeah. To kind of return to that thought while I try and clean up a couple more side quests on the end of the stream here, because we're about to wrap up. The last two arcs are kind of all gonna happen all at once, so we'll next week probably. I won't promise next week. I might have to, like, go... there might be things I have to do next week, but... Oh, that's a big one at least. It's not the right big one, but we'll take it. Wait, did we kill our board? We did? No, let's get on our board. Okay, good. I was gonna be very sad. Boom. Death. Gotcha. Now give us a complex machine, please. Give. I even have the one with the item drop out. God dang it. Anyway. True. Hero ruins local economy. Here we go again. Anyway. Right, this game is actually not super good at telling, like, impersonal stories. Right, so stories of, like, world-level events. And in fact, right, the game specifically goes against this framing as wanting to say that world-level events are meaningful. They kind of just exist. And that's by design. So, right, the Force of Myth explicitly told us that the most important person in this world is Yona. Right, that text event said that. The last thing that Shade/Divine Tree/Other told us was that Yona is the most important being in this world. So, that is revealing us the way that they think about Cataclysm and the way they think about, right, trying to tell stories of structural problems. Because in a very big way, the world state is a structural problem. Ooh, you came back. Hello. Oh, come on, I blocked that. That's silly. That's alright, that's a kill. Okay. And now it takes forever to die, and then we move on. I mean, right, I also agree, I also agree that telling nuanced personal stories is a better approach. And certainly a much more resonant approach with most people. But that's, I think, by design, right? The idea that a structural problem can only be processed through its effect on individuals. The shades are just a literal face, or almost faceless mass of entities that do stuff. But when you apply that facelessness to a mass, something goes very, very wrong with it. Seriously? This one wasn't it either? Wild. I thought for sure we were going to get it on this one. Look at how dark it is. Oh well. Once more with feeling. Yay for constantly resetting the level. So just comparing, right, the area and Seafront, where the people in the area are actually faceless. Right? You are given 0 points in the time where you are told, yeah, we like the area, we care about the area, we like people in the area. They are nothing but mean to us. Wow. Still no dice. I'm actually shocked that we still have no dice here. In contrast, right, the Seafront arc is framed in terms of 2 characters that we have accepted a bunch of side quests from, and that we have been given reasons to care about. Right, so you have the postman and the ow. Drifted into a wall. You have the postman and the red bag ferryman, right, who we've had multiple major side quest chains from, and in one case an actual multiple main quest chains from. And we've been interacting with on the regular, and then structuring the tragedy that has been happening to a significant portion of the town around those 2 individuals just makes it a lot more impactful. Makes it a lot more impactful. Now. And so, I don't know, right, part of me wonders, while we were memeing on it and the one guy got super mad in chat about it, I'm almost wondering if that's deliberate, right? That area is so divorced from obvious historical reference, apart from being built out of a set of ruins. Anything? No? Seriously? Wild. Why is it not talking? Exactly, right? Well, I'm not super sure I buy that, because Emil is super torn up about it, but we don't really have a reason to. I mean, yeah, right. The area is designed to be transient, right? That's kind of. I agree with that. That they designed the place with the knowledge that they were going to blow it up, and so they made sure it was multiple times, and so they made sure it was about as uninteresting as it is possible for a town to be, for a resource level thing. right? But on a emotional storytelling level, the consequence of that is that it feels the least like an actual place. And so you don't feel, certainly I didn't feel anything when we blew it up. Like, you feel a little bit bad for Emil because he clearly cares. But like Nier, you just kind of go, whatever. I mean, what happened happened. Just don't look back. Don't look back. It's gonna be fine. Yeesh. Anyway, we are having no luck on these side quests, so we'll give it one more go for a complex machine here, I guess. But this is not the right shade, so annoying. Ow. Huh, neither of those hit me, and I'm not super sure why. Oh. Wow, we mauled him that fast? Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. So, anyway. Well, I guess that's where my thoughts are at right now, is that, partially as a practical consequence, partly as a sort of, storytelling, quest structure context, and I think partly out of a historical reference context. The Eyrie and Seafront are super interesting contrasts to each other, in that I think one is an example of the storytelling design of the game at its best, and the other is one that is bad, but feels almost deliberately bad. Right? Because also the enemies support this. The boss we fight is the giant amorphous blob, with like a superorganism of the collective, and you're blowing up the collective, but the collective isn't really a thing you resonate with, it's just a giant freaky eye. While the enemy is, in Seafront, is I think, at least potentially, depending on how straight they play the Souls of the Tortured on the slaver ship. Depending on how straight they play that, there is room for this to also be a collective, but it's a collective given an individual face, and given a relationship with someone that we know, and at least on some level care about. And so yeah, right, a whole bunch of factors all stack on each other to say, hey, we, like, don't... We either do or we don't care. Wow. Why is this guy not spawned yet? Oh well, we'll give it one more run as we do the final wrap-up of stuff. So, this is a little bit of just, like, background noise while I try and sum up the thoughts. But yeah, I think that's where we're at. So, it'll either be next week if we can, but depending on what I have to do, it might be either during the week or in 2 weeks. We should actually finish up the A route. I'll have to do some stuff off-screen, obviously, to get money, buy weapons, all that jazz. But, we should finish up the A route next time, which means Shadow Lord's Castle, which is good because we finally, right, we've been a little bit low on the really obvious historical, or new historical information. The slaver ship was kind of the closest we got to on this one. So it'll be good to have another option around, and to see more information and to actually get some answers as to what the hell has been going on here. Because oh boy, there's been a lot going on here. So, I expect we'll have a few more weapons. I'll try and not do any important actual weapon side quests. We'll try and do those on camera, but grinding up money, all that junk heap grinding, all that jazz, we'll do off camera. And then next time we're going to finish up the A route. But, the other thing, we have another stream tonight. We're going to be live again in a few hours, because it's currently, what, almost 2 p.m. here. So in 5 hours from now, so 7 p.m. Central Time, so unfortunately midnight UK time, we're gonna be doing our second E3 historical breakdown, or historical digest, I should say. Because, yeah, there's a whole lot of E3 games news coming out, and if you check the VOD from Thursday, you can see, right, we spent almost 4 hours breaking down one conference's news. We've got 3 press conferences this time to react to, so we'll have a lot of news, including probably Assassin's Creed news, because Ubisoft's was today. So, yeah, that'll be in about 5 hours, basically long enough for me to, you know, get a couple other things done today, and then catch up on what news got announced, what didn't, etc. So, yeah, I mean, there's almost certainly AC Valhalla nonsense. Well, so the question is just what other nonsense is there? And we should be able to do this every single day, so be prepared, because, yeah, tomorrow I know there's a couple of news conferences, and Monday there's some more. I think there may be some Tuesday as well? Yeah, I think there's some Tuesday, because it should be 4 days long. So, we'll have streams each evening, doing a little digest of what's the... As a historian, what games are exciting me, what games have obvious historical reference, what games do some problematic shit. Call of New World. Lots of New World. But, I do want you guys to know, these ones will not be uploaded to YouTube. Obviously, this stream will be, the Nier streams always are, but the, just because it's easier to manage copyright, the E3 digests will not be uploaded to YouTube. So... Oh gosh. Ark, you're gonna try and kill us here. You're gonna try and kill us here, aren't you? I mean, like, that was lethal drinks off of just Thursday's stream. Anyway, so... Just know, right, if you want to see those, you want to catch them live, because they're going to be a good time. That being said, make sure you do subscribe to the YouTube channel, because I'm currently in the process of editing the next video essay explaining medieval magic through Dark Souls. So, that'll be out sometime soon, so make sure you guys do subscribe there, and be prepped for that, because that's going to be YouTube exclusive. Anyway, otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this Nier stream as always. I've been Adam, and I will catch y'all this evening for our E3 Historical Digest. Awesome, see y'all